Okay, I'm live, so I'm gonna be showing how to do cardio the right way to get really fast for Yuma Senpai underscore because I told him I'd train him, but I kind of have school and he probably has a job and I don't, so getting online a time scheduled would be hard. So I don't want to make like one really good edited video and just upload it to YouTube because I'm not good at editing. So it's gonna be a live stream that I upload to YouTube. But since it's a live stream and it's not an edited video, I'm gonna do multiple live streams. So even if after 2 or 3 or even just one live stream, even if I cover everything or think I cover everything, I'm gonna go back and redo it and try to add some new stuff because there's a lot of stuff. Um, there's a lot of stuff that can help, even if it's not important. The important stuff. Um, Oh, look at fingernails! Look at fingernails! Oh no. But those are called high risers, and that is called a bench stepper. So you don't need that if you have a sturdy chair like that. That's a wooden chair with wooden legs on a carpeted floor. Um, But if you're using a wheeled chair, like an office chair or a gaming chair with wheels on like a hardwood floor or even carpet, and you can't lock the wheels, then you might want to buy a bench stepper or buy like a regular chair. And this wooden chair is special. Um, This chair has this special material that's very tightly woven, and it's really hard to break through. And this wood is pretty strong. So, this chair can probably withstand hundreds of pounds of force, and it's very durable. Um, this was the chair I used when I sat in my house when I was a kid, before I had like an office chair, like an actual office chair that like before I had a more expensive chair. This was gifted to my mom for me, and we still have it. I actually jump on it with my shoes, which are over there, and when I was at my peak, actually, no, not when I was at my peak. After I had declined from my peak, I was able to jump with these shoes, which these have a type of cushion and insole. That the name of the cushion of shoes is called the insole. It's like an insert that, depending on the shoe, some you can't take it out, and some you can remove it and take it out. And these are worn down a lot, but they're still thick. Like if you look closely, this thickness has a lot of cushion. And most insoles don't have this much. Like even now this still has a lot. Like if I'm wearing these shoes walking around, you'll hear it squeak and scrunch. Like you can hear the sound of this cushion like bouncing and stuff. Not bouncing, like squeaking. Because it's bending and contracting and stuff. And scrunching up. And this brand is Power Step Pinnacle. You can't read that. It's Power Step Pinnacle. there's another one with a different design. It's like lighter blue with light green, yellowish. But this is blue with white and red. So there's another one that we have that's basically the same. Um, but and after my peak, my peak was when I could jump from over there to all the way all the way uh wait to all the way over there to that pull-up tower. Not where my finger's pointing, not here, over there. So basically across this whole room. Over there is the exit to this room. So from from there to all the way over there, which I measured, it's like over 12 feet. Cause I would bump into the pull-up tower, and I would still be in the air when I crash into it. So that's how I know it's over 12 feet. And cause the tape measure only went up to 12 feet, so I couldn't keep measuring. Um, that was at my peak. I could jump that distance on one leg when I like bent down and leaned forward and then jumped using my toes, sort of. Cause I have toe nerve damage, so when I do cardio, um, now I can use my toes, but for such a long time I couldn't. And I got toe nerve damage from trying to do one arm chin ups when my left arm, my bicep was too weak to do it, but my grip strength was strong enough to hold on to the pull up bar with one hand. So it injured my elbow and then it traveled down my spine, down my leg, into my toes. But anyway, to get back to the cardio, but I want to talk about my best feats and my prime first before I start teaching because I want to establish some credibility. So we have a bike that I can bike really easily on the max resistance, and it's a good bike. It's not like a Peloton bike or what's it called? A wind bike where there's a wind chamber and the resistance is against wind. So there's a wheel in there, like a chain, and that's the resistance. But there's harder bikes than that nowadays. And we also have an elliptical. This is my mom's basement. This is like my mom owns this, but um this elliptical is really hard resistance compared to gym ellipticals, and I can use the max resistance on this, but I'm just slow. Um, and if you don't know about ellipticals, it's based on the friction of these pedals. So the more you weigh, the easier it is. The same for bikes. Treadmills, the more you weigh, the harder it is. Um, because there's the treadmill in there. Uh, yeah. But the more weight you have, the more force you're putting on the pedals. And I only weigh like 125 to 130-ish pounds. So I'm pretty lightweight. And I'm 5'3". I used to be 5'4", but then I got scoliosis. I already had scoliosis, but it got worse. And then I shrank back to 5'3". But technically I'm 5'4". Um, in terms of my leg length, because my legs didn't shrink, my torso shrank, and um, so with this chair here, I was able to jump on it on one leg, like up, down, up, down, up, down. So 3 times up, 3 times down, 3 or 4-ish, and then I would have on 10-pound ankle weights, which I'll show. I would have on ankle weights, which you may or may not need for this cardio that I haven't shown the training yet. But here is a 10-pound ankle weight. And this is already tied. I have duct tape that I duct taped the Velcro straps so that I can tie it. So when the Velcro straps lose stickiness, then I don't have to throw away and replace these ankle weights. So I tied them on. If you can see here, wait, let me put it on this. So if you can see here, I have this knot. So I make an opening and then I loop it through. And let me just demonstrate. So this is the ankle weight. I'm gonna untie it so you can see. So let's pretend you've taped on both ends, both sides, this duct tape, and then so you put your foot through. Ignore this one, cause pretend you had to do that yourself, and then so make sure it's aligned. So um so it's facing this, and don't twist it, cause then here it's twisted. So and then put it through. So that's relatively straightforward. And then here you want to tighten it, adjust it so it's tight enough. But don't make it too tight. Because actually, the tighter it is, the easier it is. If it's looser and hanging and kind of flopping around on your ankle while you're doing cardio, then it's harder. Oh, hello. Wait, how should I pronounce your name? Should I say Leonidan? Or Leonidan? Or Leonidan? Or Leonidan? Wait, I didn't see your message before. Thanks for tabbing me. Um, I'm just gonna say Leonidan. Until you tell me how to pronounce it, I'll say Leonidan. Oh, wait. I messed this up. Um, so, these are regular 10-pound ankle weights. It's a pair, I have another one. So, I know I'm spending too long on this one topic, but, when you watch this Yuma, you can skip around. So, if you decide to buy ankle weights later, you can come back and watch this. But you don't need it for this training. I'm just getting everything out of the way first before I actually go into the training and stuff. So I guess I'll leave a timestamp. When I send you the video to this video on YouTube, not on Twitch, because Twitch, the VOD will get deleted after 14 days. When I send you the video, I'll make timestamps. So, then after you align it and then put it through and then tighten it, you take the end and put it through here. So normally you would Velcro and then you would loop it the opposite direction. You would go backwards. But here, you're gonna put it through this. And if you can see, I'm putting it through. It's kind of hard to get it through that slit, but you put it through, and then you leave this hole. You leave this hole. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! And then you put it through. And then that's it. It's tied. Then you tighten it, and it's tied. And you just wear it. See? It stays. It stays. It's not flimsy, even though it's duct tape. Like, it kind of looks flimsy, but it works. So now I'm gonna tie it for both, sides, because I tie it when I put it in my backpacks for added weight, because I don't use a weight vest or other stuff for added resistance. Because I do weighted calisthenics for my strength training, weighted body weight exercises. So see, now I'm showing you doing it as fast as I can. So it's really easy. So I was just taking a while because I had to demonstrate it. It's because when you're demonstrating something, you gotta explain and stuff. And I think I saw the other one in this backpack while I was putting it in. So that's that. And so now I can get to the the actual cardio. So let's move this chair to the side. And then so first, you don't need to do sprinting, bike, running, elliptical, jogging. Um Wait, did I say swimming? Uh yeah, you don't need to do any of that. Um if you can do one-legged cardio, I'm assuming you can. I mean, some people can without any prior training. They can hop on one leg, but it's kind of uncommon. Um, I mean, everyone can do like a little four-way hop. It's like a four-way hop if you ask someone to see if they can do forward, backward, and side to side. They might be able to do that. Um, they probably can't do it like really far, really far. Um, but if you can't do, like I have to demonstrate now because you all know what I mean. Exactly. Like when I say one-legged hopping, Because everyone can one-legged hop if you do it at like a hopping pace. But what I mean is like 15 miles per hour, 12 miles per hour, like sort of one-legged jogging or one-legged running. So I mean, um, and that's without any momentum, and I'm standing up straight, so I'm not leaning forward. I don't have that momentum. So that's one-legged hopping, and that's just average. I'm being average now. Um, so what you want to do if you can do one-legged cardio is the very first thing you want to train is step aerobics. So now I can finally get into the actual cardio. So step aerobics is where um so again these are height risers. So each one of these is 2 inches and this is standardized. So the top is 4 inches. There's another bench stepper over there that only goes up to 8 inches. Um, this, as long as you have height risers and you have one for each side, you can keep stacking them up to your ceiling. So if you had a high enough ceiling and you had enough of these, and as long as you weigh under 300 pounds, because that's the weight capacity of this is the standard bench stepper. It's in gyms. It's pretty much everywhere. They come in different colors. Uh, you can just keep stacking this higher, and as long as you're under 300 pounds, you can keep using this. So, um, when you get more advanced, you'll start jumping onto this, and it'll be called jump aerobics, because that's what I invented. But step aerobics is when you step on it. So, you can step on either leg as the first leg. Usually, I step the left leg up first because I'm right side dominant. So when I walk up the stairs or walk down the stairs, I step with my left leg first. But if you want to try right leg first, it shouldn't make a difference. But for the purpose of this, I'm just going to do left leg first. So because I'm right side dominant, I am technically left side dominant because I did something when I was training cardio on one leg where now my left leg is kind of more dominant, but I'm still right side dominant, so it's kind of confusing. Like my right bicep is stronger than my left bicep is stronger than my right bicep. Um, and my right tricep is sometimes weaker than my left tricep. So, um, that's why I'm saying you can decide if you want to switch things. But when you step on the first leg and then the second leg, you'll step down with the first leg, down with the second leg, and then up with the second leg, and then right, and then so on, etc. So up with the second leg, up with the first leg, down with the second leg, down with the first leg, up with the first leg, up with the second leg, down with the first leg, down with the second leg. So, so if I quizzed you on that and I asked you how to alternate legs, you wouldn't just step. Wait, no. This is hard because this is a trick question because I already know this. So this is confusing me. Wait, I see something on the floor. Oh, there's something weird on my floor. I'll have to clean it later. Um, it's not an April Fool's joke. Today was April Fool's, but it's not a joke. None of this is a joke. There are no pranks here. Wait, is there chat? Okay, there's no chat. Um, so Oh, okay, I was talking about the order of steps. So you step up with the second leg after the first leg, and then you don't step down with the second leg, down with the first leg. Uh, you don't do it like however, like any order, because you want to have equal number of times up and down on each leg. So the only way to alternate it and have it equal, well, I mean, this is how people conventionally do it, unless you want to invent like a different pattern. But they always do this. They always do this pattern. Like I didn't make this up. Like when I first started doing step aerobics, because my mom has a bench over there, but I don't use that one. We got this when I started doing it. But and by the way, when you use a bike, a stationary bike, or an elliptical, you can get really fast. I went from resistance 4 out of 16 to resistance 6 out of 16 on this elliptical, and I didn't get any strength gains or increase in weight, and I got 50% faster at running. And then I got that toe nerve damage I was talking about, and then I did step aerobics, and then I got faster, and then I did one-legged hopping after I could do one-legged squats, and then I did this exercise where I lean back and go up and lean back, and that's with this so that my ankles can push on it, and I don't have to balance like the flat of my foot on the floor. Um, so I trained my quadriceps with that move with added weight, and then on one leg, and then I did jump aerobics. So I just showed step aerobics. So there's some more stuff I have to show. But then there's jump aerobics, and I have to show one-legged hopping too after step aerobics. Um, so let me show stretches first. So everyone knows you touch your toes with stretched calves and hamstrings. If your feet aren't pointed up but they're pointed down, that works your calves. It doesn't stretch them; it contracts them. And your shins contract your foot. So contracting your shin stretches your calves. So you want to point your feet up, contract your shins, and then touch your toes. And you want to also spread to stretch your inner thighs, to stretch your outer thighs. Inner thighs being these, outer thighs being these. To stretch your um to stretch your outer thighs, you can um put one leg all the way over to the side and have your hand on something, either the wall or a really heavy object, and then step over and keep your foot flat on the floor, and it stretches this whole outer thigh and your glute. And you don't really need your outer thighs for cardio, but it's still helpful to stretch them. And it's okay if it's at an angle, but if it's not good, you can also twist your foot over so that it's not at an angle. Like, cause my leg is going back and to the side. It's not over here. It's back here. So you can move your foot over. Um, and then to stretch your quadriceps, Wait, I'll go back over here. Because I need something to hold on to balance. So you can just do this. You can also kneel down and lean forward. And when you kneel with one foot standing, you can put it more forward so that you have more room to go forward. Don't put it back here because then it's gonna be on your toes. And then, another stretch you can do for calves, hamstrings, and quads is you can do a split, which I haven't been practicing, so I'm not as good at it. And then, um, so this stretch also stretches your hip flexors, which are here. Um, and your hip flexors are tendons, they're not muscles. So tendons are stronger than muscles relative to their weight, their mass, and tendons are harder to lose strength in compared to muscle. So if you stopped working out, you'd lose muscle, but if you stopped training your tendons, you wouldn't lose much strength in your tendons. And your muscles have about 25 years of pure like days days worth of exercise. So if you did a workout one day, a workout the next day, that's 2 days out of 25 years. You have to build muscle. Your abs only have 10 years. Your abs are an exception, but tendons have 15 to 20 years. And I say measured in days, but if you only did one set and you did close to your close to your max reps, if you can do 50 push-ups and you did 30 push-ups, that might use half a day of muscular experience. And if you use up all 25 years and maximize strongest combination of factors, you would have the strongest lean muscle mass and the most of it that you can. Because muscle can be denser. So the less dense the muscle, the more it weighs, the more fat and water it's filled with, and the weaker it is, and the more fast, explosive movement it's for. Denser muscle is more for endurance exercises compared to explosive strength exercises and fast, explosive movements. Denser muscles are for more endurance and they're slower. Um, So when you stretch, you can target whether or not you want to specialize in explosive versus static exercises. So if I stretch my calves, hamstrings, and I do this and just stay still, that's going to be static exercises that it's targeting. If I want to be more ballistic and um, be able to do more explosive exercises, stretch for that, I would stretch and then go into it and out of it, and into it and out of it and bounce. So when you bounce stretch, it's called ballistic stretching, and it will help you be more explosive. So you can decide what you want to do. If you want to run a marathon, you need to be fast and have endurance. Um, and Well, that's if you want to win the marathon. And if you want to sprint, you need to be fast and just be fast. So you don't need endurance to sprint. Um, but you might prefer to. So, no, we're now back to the exercises. So, I need to show the form for one-legged hopping. So, when you do a one-legged hop, you don't just hop with your other leg as low to the floor as possible. Like, I could demonstrate. If I'm hopping, I could just do this. But it's not as fast as if you raise up your other knee. And you don't just raise it up and keep it still. As you hop, you want to keep moving it up to give you momentum. And it's not cheating, it's not bad form, it's not doing anything wrong. You do that so that you can use full force out of your working leg. And it's actually harder for your working leg. It doesn't make it easier. It's not cheating. It's actually the right way to do it. So, um, one-legged hopping is called single leg bounding drills in football and sprinting. And when they teach single leg bounding drills, I haven't seen them teach to raise up your knee and do it that way. They do raise up their knee, but they don't talk about it in the YouTube videos I've seen. But it exists. It was invented long before I ever invented it myself, and I didn't find it from watching YouTube. I invented it myself. Um, One day I just thought, hey, why can't we run on one leg like Special Olympics, Paralympics, injured runners who only have one leg? So I decided I would try it, and I was at LA Fitness, and I stepped off the treadmill I was running on at 20 miles per hour with nerve damaged toes, and I realized I can hop on one leg. Um, Slowly, but I practiced. I actually practiced here. This is the first, like the second time I did it when I came back home from the gym. The next couple of weeks, I was doing it here, and it was really hard. Um, for me, it was really hard. So, but some people are gifted, and some people. I was at the hospital one time, and we were at a Starbucks in the hospital, inside the hospital, and my friend, who's like I think 5'6", 5'7", and he was really slim. He didn't have belly fat like I do. Also, when guys piss, their balls touch this, so I should wash my hands. My hands get greasy when I do this stuff. I mean, not that greasy, but when I was at the hospital, the same time as this Starbucks thing, with the guy, he was hopping on one leg on his right leg, because I asked him to see if he can, and he did it. And, when your hands are greasy, if you rub them together, not for religion or anything, but if you rub them together, it eventually gets your hands to stop being as sweaty. Because how it works is like the sweat production has stress in it. There's stress, there's cortisol and stress in your sweat. So, like chemicals of actual chemical sweat. I mean, stress, chemical stress. And when you rub it together, your hands get some immunity to that stress. If you rub your armpits, it also works. Like if you rub your armpits together and keep them tight, and it'll stop you from being a smelly and stuff. But I have toe nerve damage, so I couldn't rub my feet together. But doing this cardio will also stop you from sweating. You won't sweat when you exert yourself, when you sleep, when you're stressed, when you're tired. You won't sweat when it's hot, because when people exercise, they release heat, and exercise at 1,000 watts of power in your exercise, power like in physics, like watts, then, and like volts is voltage. So if you exercise 1,000 watts, your internal body temperature increases 3 to 4 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius. I forget either one, which of it is. But if you do 2,000 watts, 3,000 watts, 4,000 watts of exercise power, generating that many watts, then your internal body temperature increases more, meaning you can withstand a higher internal body temperature. Because if your internal body temperature increases too high, like you get a fever, you get COVID, then you could die. It's not that high internal body temperature for you to just die. So doing this cardio will stop you from sweating as much because your heart endurance will increase, meaning it's harder for you to exert yourself relative to your max heart endurance, which they don't have a measurement for heart endurance like a metric. There's a measure of your ability to use up oxygen, which in exercise science or kinesiology is called VO2 max, and it's your ability to use up oxygen while you're exercising. They have your lung capacity, how long you can hold your breath while submerged underwater, but they don't have um, a metric for your heart endurance. So that's what I specialize in. So I would say whatever your starting running speed is, your running speed, like max instantaneous, not your average running speed. So if you ran a 100-meter race and they measured your average speed, which is the distance you traveled divided by the time it took you to travel that distance, that's your average speed. So max instantaneous is somewhere in the middle but towards the end where you peaked. And if you can run really fast, like if you could run thousands of miles per hour, dozens of miles per hour, or hundreds or whatever, you would be able to run at your max speed for longer distances. So right now, they say if your max speed is within the human range, so Usain Bolt speed or lower, 28 miles per hour roughly or lower, they say you can only um, sustain your max speed, max instantaneous, for 100 meters. But it's not really max instantaneous, it's just running as hard as you can. Because that's a distance, it's not a time. So if you take the time, it usually takes 7 seconds of running for you to reach your max running speed. It took Usain Bolt 7 seconds, so I'm just gonna say for everyone. Because if you run longer than 7 seconds, even if you're faster, you're gonna travel more distance, so the time would stay the same. So if you can run 100 miles per hour as opposed to 28 miles per hour, or let's just say 112 miles per hour, so 4 times Usain Bolt's max speed, you would be able to maintain your max sprint, not max instantaneous, but just trying as hard as you can for 400 meters instead of 100. So that's a little bit of calculations that I made up. Um, Now what else do I need to show? So I've been streaming for 44 minutes and a half. So now I need to show jump aerobics. Um, because I showed everything else pretty much. So jump aerobics is when you jump up and down and back up or back down on a bench stepper. It can be in a sturdy chair. Now, don't slip, because this surface is very slippery. So, if you have a office chair with wheels, the wheels will slide around. If you have a sofa chair has cushion, and you might ruin the cushion by stomping into it when you land. So you're gonna sacrifice that chair. So I don't know if you have money or you don't have money, but I would get a bench stepper because I have this chair which I'm not supposed to have. This chair has tightly woven fabric. The fabric is like dried and very hard and thick. So if you try to stab it with a sharp knife, it won't go through. Like an X-Acto knife, it might not go through. You can't cut it, it can't be pierced, and the wood is strong. So I don't need a bench stepper because I have this chair. If you don't get a bench stepper, you can't adjust the height. So you're gonna be doing step aerobics on a really tall ass chair, and you can't you can't adjust it to make it easier. Because if I was doing step aerobics on this chair and I was a beginner, and this is really slippery, but I wouldn't be able to handle this. It would be way too hard. But that's me because I'm short and I'm not gifted with being able to do one-legged hopping without any prior training. So, oh dang, Dad got spoon. Hello. I've been training, I've been demonstrating and teaching my cardio because, oh yeah, Rift. Rift. Oh, Dad got spoon. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, but, um, I was saying, you want to be able to adjust the height so that you can make it easier. Like how to adjust it is um you have these height risers which it has like this, so it attaches on and then sets in place, and so there's this gap in between that you want to keep, so you can make it taller, shorter, taller. So um so just to demonstrate with a comfortable level, I can jump up and down and back up and back down. And normally, what they do when they do it in sprinting training, like for Olympics, is they have a big box, and the box is like wooden and it's solid. It's not hollow. It's solid, and it's really heavy. And they jump up on it, but then they jump down, and then they stay down. There's another type of jumping that they do in sprinting, like track and field training, where they jump off of something, land, and then jump up and over a hurdle. And that's similar to this, but this is for more than one jump up, back down, up from back down without pause. So when you jump up from back down without pause for multiple reps, it increases your heart endurance. And you don't want to do just two, like two jumps from back up, two jumps from back down without pause. You want to do more because you want to be able to do more jumps up, more total jumps, because the jump on the way down doesn't count. It's about how many times up you can do. So you want to, because once you can jump up, if you get another one, and increase your total, you'll be able to make it on the way down. So your goal is to get up. Now, when you do it on one leg, you have to balance. And you have to be strategic with where you land. So see, I just did like 3-ish, I think, if I counted right. And on the third, I jumped up and then I landed and I couldn't get back up from that. But I was strong enough to do a fourth, but I didn't. So, yeah, if you want to jump higher, you can do this with added weight. So, I have each of these is 20 pounds. So, I'm sore, so I can't do it on one leg. But if I do it on 2 legs, I can jump up and down and when I can do more, but I'm just demonstrating. But when you do that with added weight, when you land, jumping back up without pause isn't really without pause because it's weighted, so you're gonna land and there's an impact. So you're gonna pause for like 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds, but don't just sit there and not jump back up. So let me demonstrate again without weight. So this is what it looks like without weight. So I jump up, back down, and back up. And I can do that fast. But now with weight, I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can like I did without weight. So see, I did it the same speed, but if you notice on the way up, the weights were lagging because they were hanging and then I sprang back up as fast as I could. So my body was being weighed down by the weight. But these were light enough where my momentum of my body being pushed up by my feet made the weights go back up. But normally you can't do that. It's because this height combined with this weightage is too easy for me. So, yeah, it's too easy for me. But, there's also lung capacity training, which I don't know if I should show in this video, because I'm planning on making a few more videos for Yuma, my friend on Twitch, but I'm trying to think of this other stuff I forgot. I also want to go upstairs to my computer and look up some video tutorials of this stuff and like break those down and analyze them so my friend can see. Because I told him I'd train him. And this is part of the training. So, I think I'm gonna show the lung capacity stuff now, because that's kind of important. So, to train lung capacity, you don't just want to hold your breath as long as you can, because there's different factors involved besides your lungs. So, you have 2 lungs inside your diaphragm, which is a muscle. And the diaphragm muscle is probably less years of muscular experience than the rest of your body. Like abs is only 10 years of muscular experience. So your diaphragm is probably maybe 10, 15, 20 years of muscular experience. And you work your diaphragm by holding your breath with your back arched You don't need to arch your lower back. You just need to arch your upper back. So let me raise this so you can see this easier. Um, oh dang, Hawaii boy. Oh, I'm showing lung capacity training where you stretch your diaphragm, you stretch your rib cage, and stretch your diaphragm and hold your breath. And normally it's really hard for people, but I did so much training. I would hold my breath with that rib stretch, diaphragm stretch, while I'm holding 35 pounds in each hand with Bowflex dumbbells. And it would weigh down on my diaphragm and ribs and stretch it even more. And then after that, um, oh yeah, nice then, right? Yeah, but after that, I got rid of the weight, and then I would lean back and hold breath and sprint as fast as I can in place. And when you do that, you can only sprint in place while holding breath with rib stretch for about 10 seconds. If you're sprinting literally as fast as you can. So I did that. And then I did something else that helps with lung capacity, but it will injure you. So it'll kill your blood cells because you're literally constricting your blood flow so that your blood pressure increases. But not in terms of bad blood pressure, like increasing sodium levels, not enough capillary artery space from clogged arteries. This is increased blood pressure from stronger blood. So, but this is something that will injure you. So, I did this blood constriction, blood compression, where I tied my throat with a shirt, and then I untied it and waited a few minutes, and then I tied both my ankles and my throat again, and then I kept those tied, and then a little bit later I tied my left wrist, and then my right wrist, and then I tied along my arms and legs with shirts, long sleeve, semi stretchy shirts, like polyester nylon. And then what happened was after I untied them all, I was way weaker. I could only do 3 push-ups. I could only do like 2 pull-ups, 3 push-ups, and I was weak. So if you have no muscle, it's worth doing. If you've never exercised, I would strongly consider doing blood compaction because you have nothing to lose. At the time before I did that, I was strong, I was fast, I had gains. My arms were as big as now, and I have a pump now. Oh, the workout today is demonstration. So I'm demonstrating cardio, lung capacity, anything related to speed for my friend Yuma on Twitch. His Twitch handle is Yuma Senpai, Yuma, and then Senpai, Senpaii, and then underscore. Um, he was gaming earlier. He was streaming a game. I think it's called Prop Night. It's like Dead by Daylight, except the players are props. So they're like inanimate objects, and they can bounce around, and you have to catch them and like stab them, and then like kill them. But um so also I tap your streams a lot, but it's so loud, and you're working out so hard. So, but I just lurk basically. I lurk in so many people's streams. Cause like I go to school and then I watch Twitch and that's my life. Like I don't do anything else. I don't have like IRL friends. No, you're not crazy. You're just too jacked. Yeah, you're a hype streamer. I try to be hyped, but I don't have like a good background. Like I used to have lights, Christmas lights, but my mom threw them away. And then she paid me back for them. I want to get lights to put in this gym, so I can have lights when I stream, like Christmas lights or something, and change like the lighting. Like I can show you around this gym. There's a treadmill, an elliptical, there's a punching bag, there's TVs, there's bench steppers, there's workout mats, there's stability balls, a foam roller, a pull-up tower, a bike, a Gold Gym bench. This is also Gold Gym. And then there's my brother's pull-up bar, and those are his Bowflex weights. And then there's stuff in his closet. More mats, like those mats. And then boxing gloves that I got in the 6th grade. And then my brother has stuff. And then other stuff. Medicine balls. More push-up bars. I have push-up bars over there. And then ankle weights in those backpacks. So that's this gym. And then that TV is an old TV to play a cassette tape. Because my mom does step aerobics with Jane Fonda. And because it's like the best step aerobics that she could find. And it's only on a cassette tape, so you can't plug it into like a DVD player. But like blood compaction is like if I take this cotton or polyester shirt or whatever, and if I tie my throat, if I tie this, which I'm not gonna do it, but well, I can do it. If you just tie your throat, it won't make you lose muscle mass. It'll just make you like unable to be choked by like someone's grip. Because if you just hold someone's throat, your thumb is not freaking strong enough to choke someone. You can't choke someone by doing that. If you use two hands, you might be able to, but your thumb on one side cannot do that. You can't even wrap your hand around fully around someone's throat. But this can choke you. Someone can choke you with this. So I almost went to the point where I was suffocating before I untied it. So if you do this, you have to do it long enough. And you will lose strength even if you think you have no muscle, because we all have some amount of muscle. But if you've never exercised, like weightlifted or did bodyweight exercises, I would do blood compaction. So I tie my throat. Actually, this isn't tight enough. You're supposed to demonstrate with that, but um, I'm gonna demonstrate with this instead. No, wait. Um, Twitch shadow banned me after I did that one other time, so I'm gonna use a smaller one. So, well, this isn't enough. Basically, you get what I'm saying. You just have to tie it, and then tie your ankles, like around here, and then tie your wrists. Because you have veins up and out around there. So that will constrict blood flow. And what that does is when you strain your muscles after that, your limbs and feet and legs and body will start shaking and blood flow goes into that. So it will build muscle from increased blood. Like your body will fill up with blood. Because your blood cells will die, but they'll get looser and then somehow they get like stronger. And you won't be able to choke. You'll be able to control like gas and stuff in your body by squeezing your stomach, pressing into your abdomen, like like bodily fluids and stuff, bodily waste. You'll be able to control and like control the flow of it. And after you do that, you can control gas and liquid pressures, and then you want to squeeze your knees. After that, squeeze your knees because your elbows and knees will start to build up blood, and you want to squeeze them after you do the blood compaction. And this is all stuff I made up, so some of this could be wrong. Um, but it doesn't work now anymore because I've already done it, so it won't help. But I'm just demonstrating for you because right after you do blood compaction, your blood is very loose. Um, and uh, eventually your blood flow will go back to normal. So that's why it's not helpful unless you need increased blood flow to heal an injury, like a nerve injury, not just like a cut or an internal bruise. Only if you have something like nerve injury would you want to do blood compaction if you're already strong. Um, and then uh, and then with the lung capacity training, that's enough about blood compaction. With the lung capacity training, after you do it in place, holding your breath, do it holding weights, or you can skip that and run in place, holding your breath. Then you can run around holding your breath. And that will make it so that you can move while you're holding your breath, while you're doing rib stretch. But not while you're doing rib stretch, because when you do that, moving around as fast as you can, probably outside, because you don't have enough space inside your home, then you'll be able to run or walk and hold your breath. So all of that contributes to speed. So your heart endurance is your limb movement speed increasing, not just legs, also arms. So, um, you want to, um, wait, this is getting too long for Yuma. I need to shorten it. Okay, so, I need to shorten it. Okay, so, let's go up here, and we're gonna watch videos of stuff online so that I can break it down and analyze it because there's good content. So now I'm gonna break down videos to help, and I'm gonna suggest people to watch on YouTube for like running techniques and strategy. Like I teach the basic like just how to increase raw speed, but there's techniques for running and different mistakes, like common mistakes people make, like in track and field, like as a sport. So I'm gonna be showing that. Oh dang, my computer closed the browser and everything, so I have to open it back up. Give me a second. This is me. I am a small body. I am a small man. Ah. Just how much can I love you? Just how much can I love you? Just how much can I love you? I have 2 viewers. That's the best. The best is 2 viewers. That's the best. 2 viewers? That's the best. 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 I'm still gonna get to the videos and stuff. Just wait. Oh shit. Oh shit! I sneezed on my arm! Ah! So, as I'm getting these videos up, you guys can chat stuff if you want. You guys can chat stuff if you want. Just how much? Oh, there's Yuma. Look, this is the man that I'm creating this video for. Oh, wait. Let's switch. So, this is him. This is him. Okay. So, hold on. Let me get a book. I need a book to prop up my computer. Testing. Okay. Now, we need to... We need to... Go to YouTube. And find the stuff. Wait, this is a long ass video. I gotta put timestamps for different parts. So Yuma don't have to watch the whole thing. Okay. So, one-legged cardio. This is it. This is the last stage of the training. Is to analyze videos with me. See, there's no one-legged cardio, but there is. Okay, here's the deal. We're gonna look up something extra juicy. Where's the keyboard? Single leg bounding drills. Single leg bounding drills. I tried to pick the best video. The one with the most views, most subscribers. Because the other ones are the same, but at least this one, the video will be more entertaining. I don't care about these ads unless they're from Twitch. Oh yeah, look at that music!
Single leg bounds. In single leg bounds, what we're working is 3 different options. It's going to be all single leg, so we'll do left leg all the way down and then right leg, and it's going to be 3 different variations. So the first one's really simple. We're just working on all of it.
Here he's saying to do different variations, meaning do first just regular one-legged hopping, then for height, then for speed, and then for distance, or something like that. So yeah, see, he has a 3-step progression. So you don't need to do that. It should all be for horizontal distance, not for height. No, like height, speed, and then distance, or introductory, and then height, and then horizontal distance. It should be all the same. So, if we sort of, skip around, is he even demonstrating? Yeah, so, I mean, one-legged hopping is simple. I showed the thing where you raise up your other assist leg, raise up your knee. Earlier, I showed that. I'll probably have to leave a timestamp to that. So, now I want to show step aerobics. I subscribe to everyone. And like. See, these are all beginners because step aerobics is very difficult. As you can see, all these people, all the benches, look how short they are. I didn't use a high height because I'm not trying to do step aerobics. I'm trying to do jump aerobics with added weight. But oh wait, sorry, it's probably too close to my mouth. It's probably too loud. So yeah, like these aren't that hard. So now, um,
What's so cool is, when you hear about these desiccated organs, you think that's not going to work, and then I get hundreds of emails from people who are like, one night I'm scrolling through Instagram, I said, throwing a party. So if somebody walks into your class, what would they see?
So as you can see, when they do step aerobics, they do other things like they walk to the side, they raise their leg, they kick their leg, they raise their knee, they use their arms, but you don't need to do any of that. So the more you do like extra fancy stuff, you're detracting from the hard endurance component of your legs. So if you raise your arms up above your head into the air when you're doing cardio, it constricts blood flow to your arms, so it makes it harder. It'll make you sweat more, but it won't increase your heart endurance more because it'll make it harder, but it won't be like from the actual difficulty of the exercise. So if you want to make it harder, just increase the bench height or chair height you're using, or use added weight or ankle weights, like hold dumbbells or wear a weighted vest or weighted backpack or ankle weights. And the weighted backpack I use is LL Bean. So I would get an LL Bean backpack to use for putting ankle weights or dumbbells in. LL Bean backpack. So see, yeah, any of these are good. The deluxe backpack is really good. Yeah, super deluxe, so 40 liters. It's expensive. This is $70. But you don't have to get the biggest size. You can get a smaller one and put in ankle weights. And to buy ankle weights, we can go on Amazon. Wait, I want to save this link. I want to save this link because I want to link to it in the description of the uploaded video. I don't want to dox my email, so if you see it, just don't share with anyone. So far, I don't think I've doxed anything. Weighted, oh, ankle weights. So, you want to get 10-pound ankle weights. None of these are good because they're too soft. Like, for instance, they're too soft. So, as you wear them on your ankles, or if you do wear them on your ankles, if you just buy them to put in a backpack and then do weighted jumps, or weighted calisthenics wearing a backpack, for weighted bodyweight exercises, upper body, then you don't need them to be like harder. Because these will rub against your skin and sweat, and the fabric will tear loose, and then the beads of sand will come out, because they're filled with like sand and rocks and stuff, like dust. So I need to look up cap barbell ankle weight. So this brand is a good one. Yeah, this it says they're 20-pound ankle weights for $20, but each one is only 10 pounds. To get 20-pound ankle weights, you have to spend more, I think. Oh, this one is cheaper. But, yeah. So, I'll save this link. Um, and then, last thing, besides from that, so, 20 pounds ankle weight. Wait, uh, where's the keys? The cuff. Yeah, so the cuff is good. But it's expensive. There's one that's cheaper. I need to find the link I have to the one that's cheaper. But I can't find it here. So, one last thing. Will this dox me? No. So this is the Sprint project.
Think you guys are focusing on the wrong thing. Don't get me wrong, the start is important. That's why I have a 31-page exercise book. It's like
This guy, the Sprint project, is
if you look
good.
at this specifically fast 100-meter sprints ever, we'll see that what matters the most in the 100-meter sprint is one, hitting a higher top speed than everyone else, and two, maintaining it better than everyone else. We'll see the same thing if you look at data of Marcel Jacobs in the Tokyo 100-meter Olympic finals. Some guys are fast but can't maintain it. That's why they come out strong but get past the last 40 meters of the race. If this is happening to you, then it's important you train your speed and endurance. For example, 80 meter, 120 meter, and 150 meter sprints. If you want help with your speed, check out my free sprint bootcamp. Grow faster if you can.
So there are different things like ground contact time, positioning and speed, and like endurance, fast twitch muscle fibers. I'm just listing out all of them, not just the things this guy is saying. But some of them I don't know, like the technicalities and using starting blocks. Like it says a block start. That's when you use this mechanism here that lets you press off from something vertical, sort of at an angle, so you can jump forward, sort of, when you're sprinting. Um, I said previously when I was at my peak, I was able to jump over 12 feet forward on one leg, on both legs. So obviously, if I had one of these and could use my toes better, since I had toe nerve damage at the time, I would have been able to jump like way over 12 feet with one of these if I was doing a sprint. But their jumping is pretty good compared to mine right now because I got weaker. But I've been streaming an hour and a half almost, and I don't want Yuma to have too much to watch, so I think I'm gonna end the video. And Yuma, if you're still watching, uh, um, I'll have to, uh, maybe schedule a time with you where we can train over Discord VC. And this girl is my crush. She's hot. She's hot, you guys. She's so
It
hot.
hasn't been out for that long, to be honest. Like a week, week and a half. But I'm hoping that they update that soon because, like I said, that really is super inconvenient for like, anybody trying to follow using the app. Like you have to go on the website. But yeah, you know what? I didn't know that it was
She's
only if you were
hot.
offline. So if you're streaming and you're online, you can follow that. Like you can follow somebody, but it's just like if they're offline.
Okay, now it's time to raid Yuma.
I'm dead.
But I don't have viewers. I want viewers. I want viewers.
You're right, I ain't that guy. You're right, Sweets. I should've
Whoa,
gave up
look
when I
who's
did
in
it.
my
Yeah.
chat.
Damn. Run, Fat Sacks, run. Oh, he stopped chasing you. Yeah. They're both working on a machine right now. Oh, he's coming to you guys.
No!
Did the raid work?
Flashbang. No, it's done.
He's after you.
Oh, fuck. Then I'm gone.